Dear students, in last class we have discussed what is the necessity of protection system, how a simple protection system works, and then zones of protection. In today's class, we shall discuss essential qualities of protection. These qualities are essential because these qualities define how much best is the protective system that we have selected. For a protective system to be good one or best one, it needs to possess these four qualities. They are reliability, selectivity, fastness of operation, and discrimination. So we shall now discuss what these qualities mean actually for a protective system. First, we will take reliability. Reliability is a qualitative term. Quantitatively, it can be expressed as a probability of failure. That is, term reliability tells us that once I implement a protective system, how much dependent I can be on that protective system. That is, how much surely the protective system will come into action whenever a fault occurs. Quantitatively, it can be expressed as a probability of failure. What it means then? To understand, let us consider one small example here. Let us say in a given power system, fault occurs 10 times. I will show it as 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. 1 means fault has occurred. So how many times a fault has occurred here? Fault has occurred for 10 times. Number of times the protection system came into action. N, let me express it in this way. First time fault occurred, protection system came into action. Second time it came into action. Third time, fourth time failed. Fifth time okay. Sixth time okay. 7, 8, 9, 10. So protection system has came into action for 9 times and protection system was not in action for 1 time. Now we can calculate the probability. of failure. Probability of failure is equal to number of no action divided by total number of events. Events means occurrence of faults. No action only once, so it is 1. But how many times the fault has occurred? The fault has occurred 10 times on a power system, so it is 10 here. Now it becomes 0.1. Probability of failure is less. It is 0.1 or 10%. Or the probability of protection system coming into action is 90%. Now, if we have to select a protection system from given set of protection systems to protect power system, then we have to select that protection system which has lower value of probability. If probability of failure becomes 0, that means if the protection system acts every time a fault occurs, then the protection system is ideal. But practically, no system is ideal. We know that. Reasons for that are defects in manufacture, defects in design of protection system, poor maintenance, quality of the material used in making protection system, prescribed operating temperature, and the temperature at which actually the protection system is operating. As you know that a protection system consists of many components like current transformer, potential transformer, relay, excitation system, circuit breaker, and control circuitry. If any of these fail to operate when a fault occurs, then the entire protection system will not operate. That leads to failure of protection system. So probability of failure is less means reliability is higher. If probability of failure is less, then we can say protection system is reliable. protection system is ideal if probability of failure is 0. No protection system is ideal because of the following reasons. First one, poor design. Poor maintenance. Defects in manufacture. Change in operating temperature, etc. Note this point. Failure of protection system may be because of failure of current transformer, potential transformer, circuit breaker, relay, wiring, or excitation source. If any of these fail, then protection system will fail to operate. Next, we will take selectivity. Next quality of the protection system is selectivity. This is the property by which only the faulty element of the system is isolated and the remaining healthy sections left intact. So it means that whenever a fault occurs in power system, only the faulty section or an element should be identified, and that only should be isolated from the power system, and all other elements or sections of the power system which do not have any fault or which are healthy, they should be kept intact. Next quality of good protection system is fastness of operation. Protective relays are required to be quick acting due to the following reasons. First reason is critical clearing time should not be exceeded. Second one, electrical apparatus may be damaged if they are made to carry fault current for a long time. Third one, a persistent fault will lower the voltage resulting in crawling and overloading of industrial drives. We know that protective relays are required to be quick in their action, and for that the three reasons are given here. First one is critical clearing time should not be exceeded. And what is critical clearing time? For a given power system, when a fault occurs, that fault is to be cleared within a predefined time called as critical clearing time. Otherwise, that power system would become unstable in its operation. Secondly, electrical apparatus may be damaged if they are to carry fault current for a long time. We know that when very high current flows through any electrical apparatus, lot of heat energy is produced because of I square R losses, and that heat produced will raise the temperature of insulation, resulting in failure of insulation. When the insulation fails within the apparatus, short circuits may occur. So in order to avoid that, the protective system should come into action as quickly as possible. Last reason is a persistent fault will lower the voltage resulting in crawling and overloading of industrial drives. Industrial drives make use of induction machines. The torque produced by induction machine depends on the supply voltage. Because of the fault current flowing through the lines, which is very huge in magnitude, there will be voltage drop occurring in the lines. Because of the voltage drop, which is very huge in magnitude, the terminal voltage of the induction machines drops, and because of that, crawling and overloading of industrial drives will occur. So in order to avoid this problem, the protective system should act very quickly. The last quality of a good protective system is discrimination, that we will take up now. By design, all the apparatus in any given power system are having their rated current capacity, and also they are having overloading capacity. So the protection system should be capable of distinguishing between overload current and the fault current. That is, when any apparatus is working with overload on it, the protective system provided for that apparatus should not come into action. But if a minor fault occurs and very small amount of fault current flows through that apparatus, then the protection system associated with that apparatus should get into action. And in case of transformers, at the time of switching on the supply or at the time of charging a transformer, magnetizing inrush current will be there. The magnitude of magnetizing inrush current is about 6 to 7 times its rated current. Therefore, a protection system provided for a transformer should be capable of discriminating between magnetizing inrush current and fault current of the transformer. So note down. Protection must be sufficiently sensitive to operate reliably under minimum fault current for a fault within its own zone. While remaining stable under maximum load or through faults. Through faults means faults that are outside the zone of protection. A relay should be able to distinguish between fault and overload. In the case of transformers, the inrush of magnetizing current may be comparable to the fault current. Being 6 to 7 times the full load current. The relay should not operate for inrush currents. Dear students, I will stop the class here and continue in next class. Thank you.